up 100%.
Prior to her talk show career, Lisa connected with audiences and celebrities during her 11-year tenure on our sister show from 1984 to 1995.
But there are things you need to know, right? Walking with your chin and your shoulders back, pelvis tucked under so your back isn't arched.
Is there any change or do differently?
There's some hairstyles that I would love to take back. Some very regrets. We didn't have social media then, so it was really
doesn't matter.
Minimal damage. Collateral damage back then.
I saw she's never been happier. The mother of three, fourth husband, TV producer 4 years ago.
My husband's 13 years younger than I am.
Oh, Lisa, I love it.
No, I do too. I do too.
So is that the key?
Well, there's nothing bad about it.
No.
He's supportive of having me be me, and I'm strong.
Very strong. And this 3-time daytime Emmy winner does not rule out a return to talk in the future. But in the meantime, she is perfectly content conquering primetime.
We're seeing clutter, chaos, disorganized disaster.
In February, she won the boardroom battle on Celebrity Apprentice. It was a full circle moment as she beat her former talk competitor, Geraldo Rivera.
He and I have been around since the Dead Sea was just sick. We've been around forever. I'm very
Lisa,
happy
give
that I won. I'm very happy that he was my competitor at the end.
My money's on Lisa every time. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to be with more queens of daytime who are not afraid of a fight or a confrontation for that matter. 90s daytime diva Rolanda Watts and the one and only Sally Jessy Raphael, the red glasses and all.
What designation is often used as a euphemism for suspect?
Person of interest.
Hi, meteorologist Jay Prater here in the KAKE First Alert Forecast Center. Just had a brand new tornado warning issue that does include first Doppler, Harvey, Ferguson, and Sedgwick. This is now until 6:30. And let's go live and joined by Cody Ost. Cody, you with us?
Jay, this is Drew, and we are just out Hope watching a rotate some funnels. It's currently on, I would say, to the north of Mount Hope, just to the south of Mount Hope. And we're coming up from the south, and this is rotating very rapidly. It's not turned, it's very similar to the Roselle storm, but as soon as we get firm, if it's
okay, all right. Yeah, we've got you up. We do see the lowered base as it continues to head over to it. And the Weather Service went ahead and issued a tornado warning for Harvey, Marion, McPherson, and Sedgwick until 5:30 based on the storm that you're now showing us live.
We see the condensation at the bottom. It just hadn't filled in. It's on the ground right now.
Okay, so we do have a tornado in progress. I know you're kind of at this point. Are you seeing it thrown up yet?
No, but it's there's no debris thrown up, but it is touching the ground. Rain-free. Now the condensation funnel has been from the bottom to the top, but
okay.
It looks like it may have lifted. We're trying to get closer so we can see exactly what's going on, but it was on the ground momentarily, and it's a pretty solid wall cloud.
All right, about how far away are you at this point?
How far away are we, Cody, do you think?
Our KAKE First Alert storm trackers, Drew Pels and Cody Ost, are in the process of intercepting the storm that is responsible for the tornado warning that has been issued for Harvey, Marion, McPherson, and Sedgwick County until 5:30. You can see the lowered base there. We'll get over to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD. And yeah, you can see very easily here. It's not the biggest thunderstorm, but let me go back over and show you the radar here. It's not the largest thunderstorm, what's going on, but from Patterson over Sedgwick, this is just the heavy rain. You can see the hook right in the vicinity of K96, and Drew and Cody are coming up on the south side to enter right in this area here. It's not a very large thunderstorm, so I'd anticipate a weaker tornado. You can hear the tornado sirens going off there. This would probably be EF0, EF1. Given the environment, if this thunderstorm grows larger, there is the potential for this tornado to grow larger too. And as I expand the view, I do want to make it very clear that the movement of this thunderstorm is going to take it away from greater Wichita. So this thunderstorm will not be impacting greater Wichita, basically the vicinity of Mount Hope, K96, moving towards the county line. That's why they went ahead and issued that tornado warning for McPherson County, Marion County, and Harvey. Let's go back over to Drew and Cody's stream live. And I see the lowered base there, but are you getting any indications of debris on the ground at this point?
No, the funnel is lifted from our perspective. It's just, we're coming into the city of Mount Hope. The rotation is just to the north and east of our location. And so it's still rapidly rotating, but it looks like the cloud and the tornado has lifted. It may be recycle point. You still see pretty good rotation to the north and east, just to the east of Mount Hope.
All right, yeah. So are you on? Are you on?
South of Mount Hope, what road there? 295th.
Okay. So you're coming up on K96, and at that point you'll kind of jog east a little bit and get back on the east arm. Okay, all right. Where they are is they are in the process of coming up on over to try to get this area here, but they have a really good indication of the base of that thunderstorm. They're seeing the rain-free base very well, and at this point in time, again, Drew, you do not have a tornado on the correct?
No, I can't confirm that right now because we're in the city of Mount 96 and be able to barely.
Okay, so as getting on K96, we'll be able to swing down to the east and get a look back into this part of the thunderstorm. I can't stress not going to impact the city of Wichita. You are not under the threat. This is going to exit Sedgwick County very quickly and get into Harvey County. You get over towards Patterson, and this is going to move in the general direction of Halstead. And at this time, this is a fairly small thunderstorm. There are much more powerful thunderstorms than this, so I would anticipate like an EF0, EF1, kind of a weaker, briefer tornado that would do damage to outbuildings, smash windows, maybe de-roof or take some shingles off. This thunderstorm, if it grows larger, we would be more concerned about the significant tornado threat, EF2 and higher. But at this point, this would indicate kind of the lower.
Jay, we have a tornado on the ground.
Okay, let me go back over and take your stream live. I see you right now. The camera shot is showing you going through Mount Hope, but you're able to lay eyes on the tornado?
Yeah, we're currently on 96 now. There's about a 20-second delay on our stream, but the tornado is north and east of Mount Hope. It's a fairly stovepipe tornado, wouldn't you say? And just to the north and east of Hope. 2 to 3 miles possibly. As we're going to weave our way back to the north. It was on the ground. We can't see exactly behind this tree line if it's still touching the ground, but there was a stovepipe tornado on the ground.
All right, we're seeing it now live. Your stream finally caught up. There it is, right in there. This is Cody's and Drew's stream live, and you're on K96 at this point.
Yes, we're off on 263rd Street on K96. We're going to try to get a good north and south road.
Cody's got a good shot of it, too.
Yes,
so it's still rotating significantly, but we cannot verify if it's on the ground. But you can obviously see it's a nice big area of rotation.
Yeah, I see a nice lowered base there. And it looks like your only concern is K96 pretty soon here is going to start doglegging back down towards the southeast and kind of vomit. So do you know what?
We're going to try that out here shortly. Cody's got some GPS stuff, and we'll try to get back to the north as soon as we can.
Okay, all right. You got your stream on, and we do see the tornado very clearly indicated. Again, you can see the tornado kind of the edge, and they'll be kind of they're actually getting a little more to the south and east, and then they have to take it over. Yes, Drew.
Jay, that's lifted at this point.
Okay.
It's still a rotating wall cloud with tunnels, but it has lifted at this point. We do not have it on our stream because we're trying to get north and south.
Okay.
But it is still rapidly rotating, and it probably is coming right back down just to the north of Mount Hope.
All right. And I do want to update everybody with the radar. Let's go back to our HD. Here is the hook. Now, this is just crossed the county line. So the area where there's going to be a tornado, this is very likely out of Sedgwick County now. So pretty soon they'll probably be dropping Sedgwick County from that tornado warning. This is going to stay kind of to the east of Patterson. But Paxton, Halstead, Van Ars, that's where the tornado will track. Between you and it is a little curtain of some heavy rain here. Not the biggest thunderstorm that we have seen. So this is probably going to be EF0, EF1 tornado that's been periodically touching down here. And again, Drew, just to verify at the current time, do you have eyes on it, or are you able to tell whether or not we're in contact with the ground at this point?
Right now, we are not in contact with the ground. It's halfway down, though, and still spinning pretty rapidly. We have to get across the river here. The bridge just north of Mount Hope is out, so we'll try to get north here, approach Bentley and Halstead here shortly. But right now, I got eyes on it to the northwest of me. It was about straight north to north Mount Hope. It possibly could be on the ground now. I can't see over the trees, but it looks like a nice stovepipe again has formed. And then there's a second funnel dropping down just to the left of it as well. I don't know if that one's going to drop down, but there's a nice stovepipe tornado currently on the ground just north of Mount Hope.
Okay, you got another tornado ground, and from the area of the storm where the tornadoes will be developed, they are tracking more towards the northeast, about 12 minutes out of Paxton, 15 minutes, this will be in the general vicinity of Halstead. Now kind of split the difference between the two areas here and then cross US 50 and be tracking in the general direction of having the city of Newton. You're probably not going to be in the path of this particular storm. You may get some of the rain and hail, but the tornado threat is going to be probably splitting Burton and Halstead at this point. Let's go back out live to Cody and Drew's stream. And I'm going to take the opportunity here to kind of reset the scene around the rest of KAKE land in terms of what we're looking at with the severe thunderstorms. Now, there's also another severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued for the city of Wichita and Conway Springs. Now, this is a separate thunderstorm. This one is to the south and west of town. You get over towards Conway Springs and Argonia. Given the state of the atmosphere, the potential for the shear, we're going to be watching north of Argonia to see if this becomes an area of circulation. If it does, this would be where we're going to watch for the tornado potential. Hasn't wrapped up yet. It's just saying it's an area of concern that we will watch. But if so, this has the potential to track more north-northeast over towards, Clearwater, Schulte, and potentially the west side of Wichita and Goddard. So we're looking back down to the southwest. This is another thunderstorm that we're going to be watching, but it's not the storm that currently has the tornado warning in effect. Let's get back over to Cody and Drew.
Jay, right now the stream does not have a video of the tornado, but as we look over our shoulder, it's still on the ground. We have to go clear to 151st Street, get on the Bentley and Halstead Road. As soon as we can cross the river, we'll be able to intercept this in a better position and get that tornado on our stream. We're just trying to get north of the river right now.
Okay, understood. And just look back down to the farther south and west of Wichita. You see these thunderstorms that are south of Anthony. Now, so far, these are well below severe limits. I'm watching further down into Oklahoma. We'll see how that handles as that continues to lift out to the north. North of Harper, the other thunderstorm we're going to continue to watch. Let me also get you updated on the other severe thunderstorm warnings currently in progress for Pratt County and also for Kiowa County. This thunderstorm is now out of Kiowa County, and it's going to be close to Pratt. Don't really see, we did have a lowering here. Our KAKE First Alert Storm Tracker, J.D. Stewart, is on this particular thunderstorm, and right in the vicinity of Cullison. This is more of a large hail indication, but we haven't had the area of rotation, so this is still a severe thunderstorm warning at that point. Let me get back over to Cody and Drew's stream. We're at the point now where, we can see you're misting up here with some of the water on the windshield. You still got eyes on a tornado?
Yes, we do. It's still to the north and west of us. We're about left off of 96. We're intercepting 167th, but we'll be on 151st here shortly. The tornado is still on the ground. It's quite a ways away from us as we had to track east and south a little bit, but we should be able to fly straight north here shortly. We'll approach Bentley and Halstead here in a little bit. So we're getting ready to turn north. The tornado from what we can see looks to be still on the ground, still to the west of 151st, and it looks like it's moving more north-north, if you can confirm that, Jay.
All right, yeah, that storm is moving in that direction. Let me also get you updated on what's going on across parts of north central Kansas. Back out with KAKE's First Alert Doppler HT. There is a tornado warning in effect for an extreme northeastern corner of Mitchell County, but that is basically moved out of KAKE land and crossed the county line into Jewell. You're not being impacted by that tornado warning there. Jewell County, several tornado warnings earlier. Definitely probably had tornadoes because we had damage reports there earlier. Lincoln had some damage. This is a line of thunderstorms that occasionally has popped up with some larger hail. So severe thunderstorm warnings are still in effect for parts of Osborne County, parts of and you continued in your severe thunderstorm warning, but that is hail. We're all concentrating our efforts right for parts of Harvey County, Marion County, McPherson County until 5:30. That area of circulation has continued to basically move north out of Sedgwick County as that continues to track. Let's go back to Cody and Drew.
All right, Jay, we just crossed the river. We'll get out of this low area, and we should have eyes on the storm with our stream, really, hopefully still about a mile away. We cannot confirm if the tornado is still in Bentley. We're probably 2 miles to the south of Bentley on 151st Street. As soon as we get up here, we'll be able to get eyes on it and hopefully confirm if this wall cloud and tornado are still on the ground.
Okay, let me give you a location here. If it's still on the ground, as far as from Halstead, we're talking just over 5 miles back to the west-southwest of Halstead. That's the part of the thunderstorm where if we're going to continue to see a tornado be produced is right in here. So I'll track it over the past 30 minutes from the south. Let me expand the views. Again, tornado when it produced near Mount Hope. Continues to move north-northeast, and this is going to be pretty close to Halstead, so you may want to go ahead and hunker down and take your tornado precautions. There's the potential for maybe EF1, EF2 tornado. I got to admit, this is not a Greensburg event, but still, getting some really good circulation on this. Let me pull up the velocity tool and look into that thunderstorm. And yeah, that's a pretty good little stinger there, right in the vicinity south of Pratt towards Halstead. So we will continue to monitor this part of the thunderstorm. Let me go back over to, let's see, we just see if we can refresh Cody's stream there. And I will get over to KAKE's vortex here. Here we are, just south of Paxton. That's where we still have the possibility for the tornado in progress over towards Halstead. Something to that? Okay, all right. For coverage here of the tornado warning as that tracks the Outages County and is now in effect for Harvey County to McPherson County. I have 30. Cody, what are you doing now?
Jay, we're entering the town of Bentley. We can
Okay.
confirm the tornado is still on the ground to the west of us. It'll take about a mile or so to get out of Bentley, but we can confirm it's still to the north and west of our location at Bentley. The tornado is still on the ground. We're going to have a little trouble getting some visuals here as we go through the town of Bentley, but as soon as we get past it, we should be able to be in prime position for that.
All right, so we're going to continue to move north. And earlier today, Jewell County storms, we have reports that apparently some roof and some grain bins have been lost with the storm. That's up near Burr Oak in Jewell County from a different storm. Storm of the moment is this one that is in southern parts of Harvey County, vicinity of Paxton and Halstead that Cody and Drew are on. I don't want to leave everybody out. I know we're focused on this one because of the current tornado that's in progress, but let's go ahead and back out the view and get everybody else updated on what is approaching the city of Wichita. Conway Springs, some heavy rain at this point, but we're not seeing anything that's indicative of a strong area of rotation, and we will continue to watch those thunderstorms. So around Conway Springs, Viola, Supesville, this is all under a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning. But there south of Conway Springs, we're going to watch to see if circulation develops. No circulation's developed yet, even around south of Rago we're watching. J.D. Stewart's on the storm over in Pratt County. Has J.D. had any updates from his position in a little while?
JD keeps saying he keeps seeing the wall cloud coming and going.
JD is on this storm in Pratt County, which is under a severe thunderstorm warning, and he has seen low rings as far as like a wall cloud or a base, but nothing as far as a tornado. So we've got our KAKE First Alert Storm Tracker, JD Stewart, on this thunderstorm near Cullison. So that's why we're not providing continuous coverage there. Other showers near Seward. And then we'll get up across north central Kansas. New tornado warning for Cloud County. That's outside of KAKE for the thunderstorm. Continue up to the north. As far as the hail threat, we'll get you into Osborne County. Here's the potential for some ping pong ball size hail tracking towards and Mitchell and Osborne County. A brand new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 5:45. So thunderstorm warning. This large hail is moving to the northeast about 25 miles per hour. So within 12 minutes, Osborne, you're going to have another round of potentially ping pong ball size hail moving your way with this thunderstorm. Other severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Let's go ahead and give you the whole rundown here. For Mitchell County until 5:45 Central, along with Osborne County, Russell 5:15, along with Osborne County. Let's reset the scene for you, get you back into the tornado-warned storm. It's now out of Sedgwick County, and it will be crossing US 50 to the west of Halstead. So if you're in Halstead, the tornado threat is not going to impact you. Let's get you back out to Cody and Drew. Drew?
Hey, Jay, the tornado's still on the ground to the west, and I don't know if it's north of Halstead yet, but it'll pass to the west of it. It is on our stream right now, and we can confirm it's on the ground. Stovepipe tornado has been on the ground for quite a while. We are on 151st Street. I didn't catch the cross street right there, but we are in between Bentley and Halstead looking to our northwest. And the tornado is still on the ground. It's a stovepipe tornado, and it looks like a second funnel is actually forming just to the right of it. And so we have a wall cloud and a funnel tornado on the ground on the stream. And looks like just to the west of Halstead, I don't know how many miles, maybe 2 to 3 miles, it'll pass to the west of Halstead. But we are on 151st Street and just to the south of Halstead, in between Bentley and Halstead, looking to our north and west.
Yeah, we do see it there as you kind of get in and out between the trees. And here it is. This is US 50 Halstead. The tornado threat will be crossing US 50, probably going to stay to the east of the County Park, the western Harvey County Park, and track more in the general. So, Heston, this is your first alert that this tornado-producing thunderstorm will be moving your way. Again, if it maintains its current speed and direction, and that's a big if. Pratt County, Stafford County, severe thunderstorm warning has been extended until 6 o'clock. Let me go to KAKE's first alert Doppler HT. Take this down towards the bottom of the ground here and put a fresh track on. Understand the tornado moving to the northeast about 25 miles per hour. We'll get it into Heston in about 23 minutes. So about 23 minutes from the part of the thunderstorm that can tornado, that's when it'll be moving. Now that's the tornado. Remember, out ahead of that and some of the larger hail. Admittedly, I don't think we're looking at monster golf ball size and larger hail, but quarter plus is definitely possible with this thunderstorm. Let's get you back out live to Cody and Drew. And we have very clear indications of your stream of the tornado on the ground now.
Yes, the tornado is still on the ground, and it's still we're approaching the city of Halton there in about a mile or two. But it looks like it possibly could have weakened at least in size, but a lot of times a smaller tornado can spin a little bit faster. But in this case, it's still on the ground. And just to the west of Halstead, it will pass to the west of Halstead if it remains on its current track. I think you said it was going to track toward the city of Heston, the city of Halstead, and we may run into some tree trouble here shortly, but as soon as it's to the Halstead, we should have some clear.
And the only issue being able to run into is north of Halst is that you'll start getting into the and that may start obscuring your view a little bit. They're in the process of coming up into Halstead right here. This is where Cody and Drew. So Halstead, the trees and the town. They get the 50. They got the area of the rain and the potential for the hail here, quarter size plus along US 50, and they view this part of the thunderstorm because that tornado is being produced. Again,
hey Jay, it looks like the tornado is roping out at this point.
Okay, so that means by roping out, it means the tornado may be in the stage, but right in the vicinity of near Paxton and moving towards the north.
Yeah, Jay, it is roping out at this point. I cannot confirm if it's touching the ground, but it's not as big as it was. It may not be. It's a small rope tornado at this point.
All right, to track that for you. So is that, all right, so keep an eye on, because I see your stream now. It doesn't look like it's in contact with the ground, correct?
Correct.
All right, and just FYI, a new tornado warning just came out for parts of Alfalfa County and Grant County in Oklahoma. Let me get you back over to KAKE's first monitoring what's happening down that will be approaching Wichita later on. And this thunderstorm, you can see it north of Oklahoma there, your carrier, that is tracking northeastward. So we're going to watch that closely. If that continues, to hold together and be an issue, this could potentially impact our Kansas City or Winfield. So Cowley County, this is your first alert of the potential for a thunderstorm with a tornado that's just to the northwest of Enid. And if it maintains its speed and direction, that will continue to impact parts of north central Kansas. Now, as far as its current distance, we'll get from the part of the thunderstorm again for Ark City. It's currently 64 miles away, and it's moving about 25 miles per hour. So we're still talking, a couple hours here. But I would keep an eye on this thunderstorm very closely because the environment is still conducive to once these thunderstorms are able to take advantage of the shear and the rotation, that they can continue to produce tornadoes. So again, that storm northwest of Enid, south central Kansas, Cowley County, keep an eye on that one. Severe for the city of Wichita and down to the southwest for this thunderstorm north of Conway Springs. The good news is we're not seeing any circulation in the Conway Springs storm at the current time, just the potential for some larger. And this will Lake Afton, Cheney, Goddard, Garden Plain, those areas being impacted. And as we go down, and here's the tornado-warned storm once again that is currently in Harvey County. And it's going to be pretty close to Harvey County Park West. And we aren't seeing quite as much of a hook. And as I go live back over to Cody and Drew's stream, clearly we do not have one on the ground at the current time.
That is correct, Jay. The tornado is lifted. We have a rotating wall cloud, but the rotation and the tornado has dissipated, and the rotation is not as tight as it was.
Okay.
We are just to the north and west of Halstead. The storm is still north and west of Halstead and west of 100 feet. We're coming up on the intersection of Highway 50 and 151st Street. And the rotation area is just to the north of Highway 50.
Came out for parts of Mitchell County, and that is within KAKE land. And that, I don't think it's going to include the city of Beloit with that particular warning, but that is until 5:45. So new tornado warning for Mitchell County until 5:45. We're going to basically stick here with Cody's stream as that continues on up. So here we are live with the tornado warned storm, and I got to admit the hook is not as well pronounced, and we're going to continue with your live video. What we're doing is we're going to have your video up, Cody and Drew. At the same time, I'm going to be looking at the radar data, so we'll see if this continues to spin down. The good news, it looks like you're actually getting into a part of as soon as you get through some of these trees here, you're in a really good spot to keep an eye on this thunderstorm for us.
That's correct, Jay. We're crossing Highway 50, and we're going to go north on 151 and see if this tornado redevelops.
Okay, and again, another thing that we're monitoring now back south and west of town from Wichita, Viola, Dallerton. Just to the south and west of Viola, there is a hook here. Don't have a spotter on this. I'm curious, is Weather Service or anybody got any chasers down on that storm? The one that's near Viola at this point. All right, because this we'll continue to watch, and this would be more of a potential for Lake Afton and eventually over towards Goddard or Garden Plain. So we're going to keep an eye on this thunderstorm.
Sumner County says they've got chasers, but nothing yet.
Okay, so Sumner County's got chasers on this storm, but it's about to cross out of northern Sumner County into extreme southwestern parts of Sedgwick. We're going to keep an eye on. But again, we got Cody's stream up, and you're looking good. Looks like you're actually continuing to spin down on that thunderstorm.
That's correct. We're just heading north on 151st Street, just north of Highway 50. The wall cloud is still rotating, but as far as producing any funnels, not at this time. Not as strong as it was. Like you said, you said the hook was a little bit more diminished. We can confirm that with our eyes. It's just a rotating wall cloud at this point. Not as heavy as rotation as we had right before the tornado was produced. But nothing touching the ground, just north of Highway 50 on 151st.
All right, so continue to keep an eye on it for us. This is good news. I'm looking at some other radar data. Keep an eye on the thunderstorm that's near Conway Springs. Okay, I tell you what, let's go over to Deb and Sue. Deb?
Yeah. It's all right. Jay, you're working hard. We have been checking on reports of any storm damage, and so far we're not hearing of anything, but we're still making a lot of calls to see if there is any out there. And on this Severe Weather Alert Day, we want to remind you of what to do in case of a tornado.
Here, if you are at home, head for a basement, of course, or a storm shelter. If you don't have a basement, go to a small windowless or interior room or bathroom. Stay away from any doors or windows. Try to put as many walls between yourself and the tornado as possible. And if you live in a mobile home, leave it immediately. Go to a designated storm shelter.
And remember, you can keep up on the changing weather conditions by downloading the KAKE News app for your smartphone or tablet, so you can get weather updates and you can use our interactive radar. Don't forget to send your weather pictures, other pictures, at kake.com. Jay, back to you.
All right, let's get back over to KC.
And we'll continue to, I tell you, we can just leave Cody's stream up here. Cody, from your vantage point, it looks like even the lowering's not quite as pronounced as it was earlier.
That is correct. It's not, the wall cloud is not as low as it was, and the rotation is just not very tight right now, not very organized at this location. It's still tracking to the north, almost straight north, but right now the wall cloud is not, it doesn't have the tight rotation it did before, and no funnel clouds in this area.
All right, and we're continuing to watch that. So I got to admit, I'm feeling better all the time here. That that thunderstorm has probably at least seen its best. What do you think?
I would agree at this point, because it had a very, very pronounced hook and a nice stovepipe tornado on the ground for a 5 to 10 minute period there. We'll continue to track it, and we possibly will drop down to the Viola storm.
Okay, all right. So what he's doing is, here is basically what's near Alta Mills, and this has really started to spin down here. Still the possibility of some hail. So Heston, I'm feeling really good that no tornado threat for Heston. This would be the part of the thunderstorm if another tornado were developed. That's going to track more over towards Mound Ridge, but at this time it's just hardly much of a lowering. This thunderstorm has been weakening. So Heston, you got some rain, maybe a little hail coming in here. Zimmerman as this crosses I-135. Mound Ridge, keep an eye on the thunderstorm, and we'll continue to watch it in case this should strengthen back up. But let's get down to the other thunderstorm of the moment here. This is southwest.
4 miles southwest of Viola right now.
Okay, 4 miles southwest of Viola, we're now getting reports of a rope funnel. So that's not a tornado, but just a funnel at this time, correct? Okay, and what we were just a few moments ago, our area of concern to the west of Viola. Again, these thunderstorms, fortunately not monster thunderstorms here, so we're talking to the scale, unless these things should really start to blow up here. But right along the Sumner County, Cowley County line between Supersville and Viola, got a report of a rope funnel, and this could grow into a tornado threat here. Wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens with this part of the thunderstorm. We put it in motion for you over the past 30 minutes so we can...
Fire department's reporting 1 inch hail as well.
Okay, so 1 inch hail being reported from the Viola Fire Department. And over the past 30 minutes, you can see it track up from the south at probably about 35 miles per hour or so. So let's put a track on the leading edge where the tornado is going to be. We'll assume it's about 35 miles per hour. And if it maintains the speed and direction, heading over towards Discovery Middle School in about 22 minutes, along with Challenger, Goddard Middle School and High School, and then Oak Street Elementary within about 23 minutes. Again, if it maintains, it's just a severe thunderstorm warning at this time, but we will continue to watch this. It's going to go over some, fairly open country here in the vicinity of Lake Afton, also as it tracks eventually over towards Goddard. So there is your KAKE first alert. New severe thunderstorm warning for Osborne and Smith County has now been extended until 6:15, and the only other tornado warning we have in KAKE land is for Mitchell County, and that is until 5:45. So let's kind of reset the view and head across northwest Kansas into the tornado warned storm that does include parts of the county. Now, here is the tornado warning earlier that was north of Scottsville and Randall. That's basically getting out of the KAKE viewing. Let me expand these thunderstorms, kind of give you the broader view. New tornado warning is in effect for this thunderstorm just to the south of Glen Elder. Now, this one's already past Tipton, and right in here south of Glen Elder. Let me stop the circulation on that one, and we will zoom in tighter, because that's where there's the potential for some circulation here. And as far as cities in the path, that too will take the area of thunderstorm moving to the northeast, track about 35 miles per hour, within 5 in towards Glen Elder. It's already going to be east of Conquer City, but crossing US 24 in Glen Elder within about the next 5 minutes, you should go ahead in your shelter. This should west of Beloit and then continue on towards the northeast. We look at the velocity data inside this thunderstorm. Switch radars here in terms of which one I'm looking at. And there we go. Okay, where you see the blue and the green right in here, that's the area of circulation that's being tracked by the Doppler radars. So that's why the National Weather Service has issued that tornado. I know it includes Tipton, but the threat's already past you at this point. Glen Elder, then off to the north, not in the path here. And then once this gets north of Mitchell County and gets out of Osborne County, that'll get Nebraska market up here, and we'll let the stations covered at that time. Drew and Cody, you still with us?
Yes, Jay, we're still on the Andale storm, or the Heston storm, Mound Ridge storm at this point. The wall cloud's rotating, like it was going to tighten up there for just a little bit, but currently we're just monitoring the situation off of 151st, and I can't see the cross street.
Okay.
But we're just watching it just to the north of us. It has crossed 151, and it's to the east of that. And we're watching the wall cloud rotate. There hasn't been a funnel cloud produced with the storm again. And that's we're on North Hallfeld Road and Northwest 36th Street.
Okay, all right. And on the screen, that's not Sedgwick County, that's Harvey County. Let's make a change there. And we'll continue to watch that. That's where they are currently live. So as we watching the storm, got the base here. You got really good eyes on that one. About how long do you think you're going to stay with that one, Drew and Cody, before maybe you break off and get what's coming out of Sumner County?
Probably for another 5 minutes or so. We'll monitor this situation and see if the rotation got a little bit stronger just in the last 5 minutes or so. We're going to monitor the situation and then make a decision.
All right. Severe thunderstorm warning has now replaced the tornado warning for Harvey, Marion, and McPherson County until 6:15. So again, that's thunder, and they're going to allow that warning because that is no longer producing a tornado. Let me get you back over to KAKE's Tell you what, can we take first alert Doppler full for just a second here, and we'll kind of outline what's going on. Thank you much. There is the tornado warning that is in red. That is until 5:30 in 2 minutes. In the air, new severe thunderstorm warning for Union County coming out until 6:15. Service has downgraded this. Even around Mound Ridge, I would say, okay, it's a thunderstorm you're going to want to keep an eye on, but the odds of this re-intensifying immediately look pretty small based on the thunderstorms developing down to the south. And speaking of down to the south, let's get you back south of Viola. Well, now north of Viola. All right, so here we are north of Viola now. Right where you see. Kane, have we got any more reports out of this part of the thunderstorm?
We have some spotters saying trying to do another funnel cloud.
Okay, so it's been no tornado reports, but it's been funnels. It's been trying to produce. So okay, so right here near Viola, just to the north, in this area is where we continue to track some occasional funnels being produced. And again, this is going to track to the northeast. It should keep it pretty much out of the incorporated limits of Wichita on the west side, but it'll be pretty close, you know, vicinity of, you know, Lake Afton and maybe the airport area and west of the airport area. Will be kind of a close call here. We will continue to watch. Let me expand the view and put this in motion for you over 30 minutes so you can actually track this thunderstorm. Again, this is going to pretty much roll kind of towards Goddard and then maybe clipping northwest Wichita and then over towards Mays. Again, no tornadoes from this thunderstorm. It's been multiple funnels at this point. And then the other thunderstorms we are continuing to watch. So let me go back over to, let's see, we got Cody's stream still up here. And so Cody, Drew, what's your plan at the current time?
Currently, we're going to get over onto 135 and drop south. What we can see is not a whole lot of tight rotation on this thunderstorm approaching Mountain Ridge and in the Heston area. It looks like that not even really a wall cloud at this point. So we're going to drop on 135.
All right, apparently a tornado warning's coming out for the Sumner County storm. It looks like the National Weather Service in Wichita is in the process of issuing a tornado warning, so that just came down the pipe here. So okay. A tornado warning is in the process of coming out for Sumner County shortly. And I would suspect if they're going to do Sumner County, they'll probably do Sedgwick also. So if you
we'll
break
head
off,
south, Jay.
Okay, awesome.
There it is, tornado warning.
Okay, so the tornado warning's coming out.
Tornado warning out for Sedgwick County.
All right, and what we'll do is, obviously, weather radios are going to start alarming, and sirens are going to start going off here. So we'll get everybody spun up on what's going on. That tornado warning now is until 6:15 for Sedgwick County, and part of this one does include parts of the city of Wichita, so sirens will be sounding in the city as well. So again, new tornado warning now until 6:15 for Sedgwick County based on the thunderstorm that we have been talking about. Now, want to emphasize, no tornado has been produced from this thunderstorm. We've had multiple funnels, but just based on the funnel reports and the possibility of a tornado being produced at any time, the National Weather Service issuing a tornado warning until 6:15. You'll notice it does include Lake Afton, Goddard, over towards Eisenhower National and Clonmel and Clearwater, and just west of downtown Wichita and parts of northwest Wichita. But again, no tornado at the current time, just a brand new tornado warning because we've had several funnels with this particular thunderstorm. Cody and Drew were on the storm that did produce a tornado across parts of northwest Sedgwick County that moved into Harvey County with several tornadoes. Have we had any reports of any damage with those storms?
No.
Negative. Not yet. Okay, so we'll continue to watch that as it comes in. To kind of give you the roundup here with the KAKE First Alert map, everything that you see in green on the KAKE First Alert map, that is a tornado watch until 9 o'clock. There's the new tornado warning for Sedgwick County that has just been issued. And then we also have that tornado warning in effect for parts of Warren County. So let me get you back over to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD. Tornado warning based north of Viola at the time, so if tune in because the maybe your weather gelling. Can't emphasize enough that we've had several funnels from this thunderstorm, but we haven't had a tornado at the current time, and we just got a position up. That is the area pointed of where the tornado to develop. This is just due west of Clonmel. I'll put a track on this part of the thunderstorm. Again, if it's going to produce a tornado, and this is a big if, and let's see, what was the current speed last time that was mentioned? What was the estimated speed on that storm? Was it about 40 miles an hour or so? Okay, so it's moving at about 40 miles per hour, and we'll kind of extrapolate that out. So if it maintains speed and direction, here's where you're talking about potential for Discovery Middle School at about 10 minutes, along with Challenger Middle, Amelia Earhart, 13 minutes, the Eisenhower campus, and 23 minutes Mays South, and getting over towards Mays. Again, if it maintains that current speed and direction. While I have you here, let's get you across north central Kansas for the warning in KAKE land. This is now Moon Elder and US 24. Let's look at the area of circulation right in the vicinity of Glen Elder, just to the east. So if you're in and around Glen Elder, stay down in your shelters at this current time, and then that's going to track out of KAKE land fairly quickly as that continues to move over towards the new. Any thunderstorm? We got anything? All right. What about social media? We got media we can show? Say again?
KAKE News Twitter feed is getting a lot of photos.
All right, so
Some of the weather pictures.
yeah, okay, so yeah, check out weather pictures, and also just are they hashtag KS weather as far as the pictures? Okay, so we'll continue to watch that. Okay, we'll slide on down towards the south here. Say again? Okay, we go down into Sedgwick County to the thunderstorm that currently has the tornado warning. We have Cody and Drew. Drew, you still with us? Cody, Drew, you still there? Or do we lose them? Next time they come back, we'll get them back on air here. So again, we'll continue to monitor these storms as they track towards the north. Again, north of Viola, and between Garden Plain and Goddard, it's going to be basically to the east of Garden Plain, tracking more over towards Goddard. The potential for the thunderstorm to move on out. So we're staying live here with a tornado warning in effect for Sedgwick County until 6:15 for the storm that, take it a minute, we've had occasional funnels, and Kane, we've had absolutely no updates on any of that, right? So there's only been funnel reports. There's never been a tornado report, right?
We've had 2 reports of funnel clouds, but no reports of any damage, any tornadoes on the ground.
What mic number are you on there, Kane? 4. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. So again, I know we got the tornado warning in effect, but the good news. Yes, weather alarms have been sounding for Sedgwick County since that tornado warning was issued at 6:15, and within the warning area there have been sounding, and it's right in here just to the west of Clonmel, tracking the general direction of Goddard, the potential for a tornado. And again, there's not been a thunderstorm, it's just been a tornado potential. Let's get you updated with the KAKE First Alert map. Everything in green is a tornado watch until 9. The tornado warning areas are what's highlighted in red, and we do have the other areas under severe thunderstorm warning that are in yellow. So let's run it down for you. We'll get back to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD. We'll zoom in across south central Kansas first and show you the tornado warning that's in effect for the city of Wichita, western part, Sedgwick County. That is until 6:15. It does not include Derby. It doesn't include downtown. It doesn't include over towards Town East and Bel Air. Park City, you're barely inside this warning area. Now, that round warning for Sedgwick County until 5:45, that'll likely get extended. Earlier, this storm did produce tornadoes. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Marion County and McPherson County until 6:15. The good news, this thunderstorm that earlier did produce those tornadoes near Mount Hope and Sedgwick County, and then a couple of tornadoes that were back to the south and west of Heston. This storm has really early and doesn't really pose much danger. And quite frankly, I think that the severe thunderstorm warning will be allowed to expire if not canceled early. Let's get you back down. K96, just some heavy rain. The tornado warning is for the part of the thunderstorm that is just to the north and Clonmel. And again, we're keeping eyes on it. We have several spotters that are reporting through the Weather Enterprise and said that yes, we've had some funnels, but we haven't had a tornado with that. Let me back the view up even more. We're looking down into parts of Oklahoma. This thunderstorm that is Nash continues to move towards Pond Creek and eventually towards Honeywell and Arkansas City. So again, we're still talking about a good hour plus away, but tornado warnings have been very consistent here. And with the movement of that storm across south central Kansas, especially Arkansas City, I would keep an eye on that. The part of the thunderstorm with the possible tornado is now down about 59 miles away from Ark City. So what's coming up out of Oklahoma, we will continue to track and monitor also. Let's get you back to the other severe thunderstorm warning. This is for parts of Stafford County. It's rolled out of Pratt County. And quite frankly, this storm is weakening very, very rapidly. So I think this of Stafford County until 6 o'clock. Probably going to be canceled early. I know it's going to cross 281 here, and it's heading over towards 50 in Stafford, but the good news is I don't even think that's severe at the current time. And the other thunderstorms we're watching across north central Kansas, we still have that tornado warning in effect, but the threat for the Glen Elder is rising out of KAKE land, so it's getting out of extreme parts of Osborne County and starting to get into Smith County at this point. So that's the whole rundown of the scene right now. We do continue under a tornado warning for parts of the city of Wichita. But again, I can't stress enough that fortunately so far there has been absolutely no tornadoes with the storm. There has been several reports of a funnel. Could still see a funnel or a brief tornado being produced at about any time. Let me stop it and we'll get you updated. Zoom in really, really tight. I don't even... All right, tell you what, I got a new radar data coming in here. So here, we'll take a look at it right here. So here is Goddard. This is the part of the circulation that we're concerned about. That right in here is where, if a tornado is going to develop, and it's going to track in the general vicinity of Goddard. So Clonmel and even Schulte, the threat of seeing a tornado is decreasing rapidly. I know you're within the tornado warning area, but given the track of this is going to be more over towards Goddard. Let me put an updated track on it for you. Again, this will be south of Goddard. It's moving at about 30, 40 miles per hour or so. So as it continues to move over towards Goddard, we're talking about 13 minutes or less before the part of the thunderstorm that contains a tornado. Again, that would be the part of the thunderstorm that might contain a tornado. Out ahead of that is when you'll get the heavy rain and the potential for the larger hail. So with that storm track, again, 11 minutes over towards Goddard High School. Go ahead.
Line here. He says he's got a tornado on the ground.
At 63rd South and 263 West.
All right, Danny, you're live on KAKE.
Hi, hey, Jay. I'm on 263rd West and 63rd South, and I have a large multi-vortex tornado on the ground.
And, okay, so how long have you been tracking this now?
I've been on it since right west of Viola is when I first saw contact with the ground and the tornado.
Okay, and how long is it, and how long has it been on the ground?
You know, it's this particular, since I've gotten on it again here, it's been on the ground for maybe another, it's probably been on the ground for about 5 minutes here. But it's not a full condensation funnel. There's just multiple vortices that keep lifting up into the wall cloud, or the large funnel cloud is what it actually appears to be.
Okay, and I want to put it in perspective here. I know you're calling it multi-vortex, and a lot of people associate that with a monster wedge tornado. Is that what you have going on here?
You know, I would not call it a monster wedge by any means, but there is definitely a much wider circulation, and then within that there's individual smaller vortices. I would estimate the whole wide circulation at probably 500, 600 yards wide, and then
as far as what's in contact with the ground or what's up above it?
Right, on the ground itself, the circulation on the ground itself.
Okay, so it's a pretty broad circulation. What kind of debris is getting kicked up? Can you tell?
You know, I'm seeing lots of just at this time lots of just tree leaves and maybe small branches, but thankfully haven't seen any sort of debris from homes or anything like that.
So at this point in time, you haven't. Okay, so again, there's been no significant structural damage at this point.
Not at this point, no.
Okay, all right. So this is Danny Welch, another member of our KAKE First Alert Storm Track crew, and he has been on this thunderstorm here. Again, it's already well to the north and west of Clonmel, and its current movement of travel is going to take in the vicinity of Goddard. So if you're in and around Goddard, south of Goddard, down towards Lake Afton, this is where you need to go ahead and exercise your tornado precautions. Again, remember, hit the basement. That's awesome, but just even if you don't have a basement, lowest floor, smallest room towards the center of the house, as this continues to track towards the northeast. Now, Danny, has this been fairly consistent, or is it kind of formed and dissipated and keep reforming?
It has definitely been inconsistent. It certainly will kick up a bunch of debris, and then you won't see it for a moment, and then you'll look a little bit further north, and then you'll see a whole bunch of debris getting thrown up again. Just for your reference, I am now at 47th Street South is where this is at, and so I'm actually just paralleling this thing. I'm actually to the west of it, which isn't the most ideal, but I am just to the west of it. I would say by about, probably half a mile is where I'm seeing this.
Okay, now are you going to be able to, at some point, get under it and back over to the southeast side over here so you can kind of look into it? Because are you afraid at some point that the rain curtain is going to kind of cut you off?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the goal is to certainly get east of this thing.
But you've got enough visibility. You got enough visibility where you're okay with this, right, Danny?
Very much so. This thing, there's absolutely no rain around the rain-free base here. Is from a storm chasing perspective is incredible. So this is thankfully not wrapped in rain or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, we just got the latest sweep of the radar in, and I got to admit, it's really opened up. This thing is not rain-wrapped at all, so no wonder you have excellent visibility on it. Is it still on the ground from your vantage point?
For probably the last 30 seconds, I haven't seen any sort of rotation on the ground itself. There's still a very broad, tight circulation in the wall cloud, but at this point, I'm not seeing anything on the ground itself. And I am actually right at MacArthur Road now, for the viewers' reference here. I'm at MacArthur Road is the southerly street here, and the westerly street would be 263rd West.
All right, so you're starting to get pretty close to Goddard at this point.
Yes.
Okay, and again, if you're in and out, go ahead and exercise your tornado precautions. But I just heard Danny talking about live here. He's got eyes on it. Past 30 seconds, we do not have a tornado on the ground at the current. And the fact that this is kind of opened up, really tightly wrapped up, some pretty good news. And again, they're your tornado tips. The basement, storm shelter. That's even if you don't have a basement, just the interior. Think of every wall in your home shield, and you want to put as many shields between you and the outside as small rooms, closets, bathrooms, underneath stairwells. Those are also great places to go. So you're live here, KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD. The threat for a tornado is now approaching Goddard. So it's in this general area here. Danny Welch, our KAKE First Alert Storm Tracker, is joining us live. And Danny, as you continue to watch it, you got great visibility here. And again, no tornado at the current time, correct?
That's correct. I'm actually heading eastbound on MacArthur now, and just trying to be pushing more towards now. It has definitely lost its tight circulation, and quite frankly, I'm quite disorganized at this point.
All right, and I just want to get everybody else updated that we also have a tornado warning that's been issued for Mitchell and Jewell counties. So we want to get everybody updated across the north central part of our viewing area. That is until 6:15, and that tornado is in the process of crossing out into southern Jewell County and will basically clip northwestern parts of Jewell County into Mitchell County here. So that is quickly getting out of KAKE land. But as far as the very large hail threat, you got another one following up on the backside. You get just to the north and east of Tipton. That's going to be tracking more over towards Glen Elder. So from Cawker City all the way over towards Glen Elder, the lake, the potential for some ping pong ball size or larger hail. And we'll continue to watch this part of the thunderstorm to see if any new circulation develops. So let's give you the first alert map. There you see everything in green is the tornado watch until 9 o'clock. And everything in red, those are the tornado warnings that we were talking about. It was extended now for parts of Mitchell County. And then you get northern Osborne down up to the north here. And here's the Sedgwick County tornado warning. But the good news at the current time, there is no tornado in progress. Danny Welch is in the perfect spot where if something is going to develop, he's going to have it immediately. So he's live, and he'll yell as soon as something starts to pop back up again. Severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for parts of Stafford County, but admittedly that thunderstorm is kind of weakened below severe limits at the current time. Let's get you back out to Danny. Again, no tornado, correct?
That is correct, Jay. At this point, we're heading eastbound on MacArthur at 231st Street West. And to my north, there is definitely a lowering, but there is no funnel or anything that would indicate a tornado or really anything that looks completely imminent at this time. It doesn't really even look all that organized, to tell you the truth, Jay.
As I'm looking at some of the velocity data here, that kind of fallen off the table. We're not seeing much circulation. I know occasionally, I think the sirens are getting punched again. Occasionally, I hear them going off. But at the current time, even though there's a tornado warning in effect for Sedgwick County here for about another 30 minutes or so, there is no tornado in progress. Danny Welch has been on this since it was producing a tornado. And as we look, there's no imminent area of real strong circulation. And again, the storm is much, much more disorganized than what you had a little while ago. But if you want to go ahead and stay it safe around Goddard, this storm will come to the northeast. So as far as the incorporated limits of Wichita, it's probably not going to impact you tracking more northward over towards St. Mark's, even to the east of St. You're in Mays. Okay, we'll keep an eye on this one for you. But at this point, there does not appear to be an imminent threat. I want to get back over across parts of north central Kansas, where we have the other tornado effect, and we'll go ahead and show you the tornado warnings that are still in effect. 14 and 15, that's been extended in Jewell County. Now looking for the area of circulation, and yeah, right to the thin east of Glen Elder. So this is pretty quickly going to get out of KAKE land and start near K14, and then getting up into counties. Apparently had several sweep of data coming around, and as I expand the view, I'm worried about larger hail reapproaching Glen Elder. So if anywhere around the lake and over towards Glen Elder, this is the potential for, I would say, ping pong ball size hail with that thunderstorm right in there. That's probably a ping pong hail indication that'll be tracking Elder. Just down and put a time track on it for you, because the large hail threat is more dominant, and this one too is moving about 35, 40 miles per hour. In 6 minutes, that's going to be rolling into Glen Elder, and the largest hail will stay away from Conquer City. So Conquer City, you're going to miss out on that one. Other severe thunderstorm warnings continue for parts of Osborne County. We'll kind of give you the roundup here. Osborne until 6:15, and New until 6:30 on the northern end, and Jewell County also a severe thunderstorm warning. Stafford County, I know you're under warning right now, but that thunderstorm is well below severe limits, and believe me, the Wichita and Dodge offices are looking at other thunderstorms, so even though technically you're under warning, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that thunderstorm has not been severe for a while, and that warning will be able to expire without any incident. Still keeping our eye down here into Oklahoma for this thunderstorm near Pond Creek. We're 55 miles away from our Kansas City. Tornado warnings, and it's moving about 30 or 40 miles per hour. So about an hour and a half or so, this will be crossing into south central Kansas, and it looks like the last couple of sweeps, it's kind of moving more towards the north, so maybe even Caldwell. So from Caldwell all the way over to Ark City, keep your eye down to the south for this thunderstorm that will be rolling out of Oklahoma. That has the potential to produce a tornado. Now let's get you back into Sedgwick County, where we are under a tornado warning. This thunderstorm is completely disorganized. Now, what are you seeing?
At this point, I'm actually at 215th West in Kellogg. I believe this is the Dillon manufacturer warehouse here to my left. This is just completely organized, Jay. Sounds like that's what radar's looking like as well. Completely, and really doesn't look like there's much of a threat of an imminent tornado at this point.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. The radar presentation on this one has completely dissipated, so I feel very confident that unless something drastically changes with this thunderstorm, the tornado warning, let's see, that was issued all the way until 6:15. We might get a cancellation early, because I don't think there's another reason to have this going for another 20 plus minutes here, because this thunderstorm has really weakened significantly. It's well to the north of US 54. If something was going to happen to be in here, and Danny Welch fortunately is in the perfect position in order to see it. I'm curious, out of the Hastings office, anything with the storms going on in Mitchell County and up to the north, Mitchell, Osborne, anything? We got any reports coming out of there? We've had across out of KAKE land into Jewell County, we've had several tornadoes likely there. Earlier today in Lincoln, we did have a tornado that did some damage south of the town of Lincoln and also on the east side of Lincoln. That looked like it was mainly trees and roofs to some outbuildings. We haven't been able to confirm whether or not we had any more structure damage than that. But this cluster of thunderstorms moving across north central Kansas, across northern Osborne, Mitchell, that's primarily the edge of KAKE land. Once you start getting into Smith County and Jewell County, that's when you get into the Hastings, Nebraska market. We start turning the coverage over to them at that point. So again, several severe thunderstorm warnings still in effect. The primary threat will be some larger hail, especially here near Glen Elder. Again, that's rolling right up on you, that I would say ping pong ball. So get ready for damaging hail with that thunderstorm.
Closest one is there's a large wedge near Belleville, the storm northwest of Belleville.
Okay, and so did you get any damage reports with that?
Not of that one. We did have the report from Jewell earlier of the roof damage and the grain bins. Okay. But besides that, we haven't had any.
All right, so let's get you back down to the southern storm here. And okay, they just canceled the tornado warning. So the tornado warning has now been canceled for Sedgwick County. So Sedgwick County is no longer under a tornado warning, and that includes the city of Wichita. So, okay, what is the plan now? We no longer have the tornado warning in effect for Wichita, and we'll start focusing on the only tornado warning we got, and that's across north central Kansas. I know we're coming up here on KAKE News at 6. So, guys, let's continue to comb through weather pictures and social media and tell me what you got. So,
well, lots of them.
Okay, well, tell us what you got. We'll put it on here.
Okay, we got lots
Twitter?
of shots coming in here. These are actually on the weather pictures at KAKE.com as well as the Facebook page. This one coming from just south and west of Halstead. And this was some time ago. This posted by Eric Armfield. We're getting lots of shots just like that one actually in here. Here's a pretty impressive one that was taken just east side of Mount Hope by Rex Best. And let me expand this picture out so you can get a better look at it here. Nice little stove-type tornado here just east side of Mount Hope.
All right. Any idea when? Was there a timestamp with that?
No, there's no timestamp on this.
2 minutes ago is when he brought it in.
When he sent it.
And again, go ahead and you can tweet us at JPraterCBM or at KAKE News, and we will we'll turn those around. And our KAKE Storm Tracker got up on the stream now. Is that Cody?
Yeah, Cody's near Colwich, heading south towards the storms coming out of Oklahoma.
So okay, so Cody's going to go intercept the next round that's coming up from Oklahoma, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's Cody Ost and Drew Peltz. They were on the storm that produced the tornado earlier when it was near Mount Hope and K96, and then got into Harvey County before that finally dissipated. Vicinity of Halstead. Okay. So what are we doing? Talk to me, Scott. What does that mean? All right, so we continue tracking parts of north central Kansas. Now let's get you over to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD, and as that continues, again, good just outside of the KAKE viewing area, Republic and Byron, of a tornado to track towards the northeast. And other tornado warnings continue for Mitchell County, but most of this is just for hail. Even Glen Elder, that thunderstorm starting to weaken just a little bit, so I think probably up to ping pong ball size hail. Now we'll get you back into Osborne County. Large hail coming back in on the west side of the city of Osborne and northwest of Osborne, and all that continues to track northeast. I got to admit, the biggest hail threat, and going to be with this cluster of thunderstorms across north central Kansas. This was the area of KAKE land, quite frankly, that we were targeting, that we were most concerned about the potential for the tornado threat. Anything that maintained a storm or cell by itself, we would watch to see if that actually picked up some motion. Now, here's something else I want to keep an eye on. Let me zoom into this thunderstorm. This one's kind of popped up fairly quickly here in Ellsworth County, near Holyrood, near K156, tracking towards Blackwell. That has really intensified over the past 20 minutes. Could see some smaller hail, but if you're in Ellsworth, we're going to monitor this storm to see if there's some circulation that develops with it. At the current time, there's no area of rotation, but given the state of the atmosphere, anything that's kind of an independent cell by itself, we'll continue to watch. And looks like we are getting damage near the west of the city of Sedgwick, so we'll continue to keep an eye on that as that tracks. We expand the view and head back down into northern Oklahoma.
We have a picture of the tornado from near the town of Sedgwick.
Okay, Sue, go for it.
Do we have that, Ellen? The picture of the tornado near the town of Sedgwick was sent to us at weatherpictures.com just a few moments ago. If we could take a look at that picture of the tornado near the town of Sedgwick.
In the meantime, we can't. It is right there. As we're showing you this picture, we do have our newsroom working on calling around, trying to find out if there's been any damage reports. We are hearing some unconfirmed reports at this time in a couple of places, but we want to make sure we have all the facts before we deliver them to you, of course. Again, this picture near the town of Sedgwick when that tornado came through later this afternoon.
Reports from one tornado damaged one house near Hope, 117th and 247th. No injuries at that home. However, that tornado that was west of Mount Hope, just about 40 minutes ago did do damage to one farmstead.
And you are watching KAKE on your side's continuing coverage on this severe weather alert day. And to get more on the storms, let's head it back over to Jay Prater. Jay?
All right, let's head back over to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD. We're keeping an eye down into Oklahoma also. There is a tornado-warned storm which is just to the west of Pond Creek here. And the reason it's drawing our attention is that continues to track towards the northeast. And it's very consistently had a tornado warning with it. And as that continues to move more towards the north-northeast, as far as from the state line, we're now down to 36 miles. So we're talking about an hour or less that is going to cross into KAKE land around Caldwell. Somewhere between Caldwell and Arkansas City, you got this tornado warned storm that has been very consistently with tornado warnings. So again, for southern parts of Sumner County and Cowley County, here's your first alert that as this continues to move towards you, it looks probably like it's going to hold together. I wouldn't be surprised if tornado warnings will be coming out, so we're watching that storm. Now, the tornado warning for Wichita and Sedgwick County was actually canceled early. As this thunderstorm can lift to the north, we're occasionally getting, Kane, you were saying there was some lowerings being reported, but no tornado with this in the past 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah,
just
about
reports it. Okay.
2 minutes ago, we had a report of rotating wall cloud at 199th and 21st Street North.
Okay, but this, yeah, and that's all it's been a report. This thunderstorm has really weakened and is very disorganized. So I really think that there's very little threat of seeing any kind of significant tornado develop from this particular thunderstorm. I'm going to back out the view, get you to the other thunderstorms that are popping up across north central Kansas. Again, that severe thunderstorm warning is set effect for Stafford County. That was allowed to expire. That thunderstorm weakened very quickly. Let's get you north of Wichita, back into Harvey County. What's moving through Gossel now, through Mound Ridge, and will be moving out of Harvey County into parts of Marion County, also into McPherson County. This is all well below severe limits. These are just some showers and thunderstorms at the current time. Even here in McPherson County, you get between Langley and Lindsborg. This is going to be moving towards Fallon into Saline County near Marquette at the current time. Just some heavy rain. Don't see any strong areas of shear rotation. Even what's pushing into Ellsworth. Feeling really good that we're not seeing any circulation with the Ellsworth County storm at the current time. Let's get you back across north central Kansas, where we still have a tornado warning in effect. We'll zoom in really tight. And the tornado warnings, highlight that for you as that continues to track over towards Jewell County until 6:15 and Mitchell County until 6:15. Near Glen Elder is the back edge of that thunderstorm. We stop the rotation on it and look in with the velocity tool. As we do, there's still some circulation now just to the east of Glen Elder, and that will continue to lift out and move away. So the thunderstorms earlier that produced the tornadoes across parts of Sedgwick County and into Harvey County, there has been some damage reported there. KAKE News is efforting a crew to get in position. Ellsworth County and Lincoln County, brand new severe thunderstorm warning issued until 6:45. So 6:45, that thunderstorm strong enough where they're going to go ahead and issue a severe thunderstorm warning. And even across Osborne County, between Osborne and Portis, this is an indication of hail larger than quarter size. This is probably ping pong ball near US 224 and US 281. Let's go down to Deb Ferris in the KAKE newsroom. All right, is Deb available?
Do you hear? Okay, right now there's some damage near Mope, and that is at 117th Street, 47th Street West. We have heard reports, we have learned that there was some damage there, possibly a house damage, possibly some outbuildings damaged, and we know there was a tornado that did go through that area. We aren't sure yet what caused. We talked to Lon Buller just a few minutes ago. He's the Emergency Management Director in Harvey County. He tells me there are several areas in the county where there are trees down, power lines down. All of this, he says, could be caused by that tornado that was coming through the area that we were tracking on KAKE weather minutes ago, maybe about an hour ago. And he says there were several locations, 87th Street and Willow Lake. There are some power lines down there, trees down across the road, so just avoid that area. Also south of Highway 50 between Burton and Halstead, and north of Highway 50 in that area near River Park Road. We do have crews headed to those scenes. Now, if you have any pictures of any of this damage, make sure you so we can have crews out there getting video, and we'll bring that to you as soon as we get the information. For now, we're live in the newsroom. Deb Ferris, KAKE News.
All right, I tell you what, let's go ahead and take weather 1. And Ben, what have you got?
This is from Phil Pierpont, and he says this apparently a house damaged on 117th Street, and looks like southwestern portions of the city here. And this is 3 minutes ago he posted this.
So I got posted 3 minutes ago. That's from the storm that came through earlier.
Yeah.
So again, go ahead and send us your stuff via Twitter and via Facebook. We continue to track tornado warnings in effect for Mitchell County, extreme parts of northern Osborne into Mitchell County. Let me get back over to that. And I'm going to zoom in right near Glen Elder. We're starting to get some pretty good velocities now to the east of US 24, right in here, right in that little notch. So the threat of the tornado is starting to pull away from Glen Elder at this time. Look at some of the data for you. And yeah, there's still some pretty good, there it is, real strong area of circulation. I will highlight it with my pointer. Oh, and it just got a new radar data coming in here. Look once again. Yeah, so still station of it just to the north of 4, and that will be north of Boulder. Now here is the county line. So once we cross out of this, we get into the Nebraska market. So anywhere along US 24, you can start to kind of breathe easier at this point. Glen Elder, the tornado threat's moving away from you. Solomon Rapids, Beloit, this is not going to impact you, and it will continue to track pretty quickly out of Osborne County and then in Mitchell County, and then get to the north up into Jewell. And again, that's where we get into the Hastings market at the current time. So let's go ahead and reset the scene for you across the entire KAKE viewing area. Tornado warning still down in Oklahoma. We will continue to track closely. As a matter of fact, let's take you down into the Oklahoma storms. This will be impacting parts of south central Kansas, unless something changes here. Oh, you know what? This is kind of good. This other thunderstorm that's a new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued, that could be disrupting the circulation. So this is the storm that we've been most concerned about the potential for a tornado. But the fact that this new thunderstorm is kind of going up back beside it, that can interfere with the circulation here. So that's some good news. But still, if you are in Caldwell, let me track this thunderstorm for you as it continues to move to the north. You see how fast it's been going. It's been going grinding along about 24 miles per hour. So as that continues, we'll just call it 25 miles per hour. It's been variable. So still about around an hour or less away that could potentially get over towards Caldwell. So in the vicinity of Caldwell and down to the south, that's where you have the threat anyway of seeing some damage with that if that holds together, but maybe that'll get disrupted and that'll start. All right, let's get you back to Sedgwick County now. No warnings in effect for Sedgwick County. This is the storm earlier that did produce some tornadoes southwest Sedgwick County. Weekend, no severe limits. Let's get to the other north. As we get north Harvey County, let me expose the view here, back it out. All gone below severe limit. No concern. Thunderstorm at the current time of Ellsworth County, and that also includes Lincoln County until 6:45. Right in the vicinity of Black Wolf, there might be some hail up to quarter size. And the key phrase is might be some quarter size or slightly larger. This is a pretty small area of concern here, even though Ellsworth is in the warning area. For a particular area with the hail threat is going to stay well to the north and west of Ellsworth and eventually crossing I-70. So severe thunderstorm warnings will continue with that storm also. So we got Drew. Where's Cody these days? Let's get to see. Is he continuing
Cody's heading
down to
still going south.
Okay. Do we know where he is at the current time?
I'll ask him. All
right. So Cody's in the process of trying to get south to intercept what's coming out of Oklahoma at the current time. And Ben, have we gotten anything new coming into our social media show?
I'm going to have to catch up with you here.
Okay, no problem. I'll get you back in just a second. So let's take you down across the border into Oklahoma for what's going to be impacting south central Kansas. The good news is that circulation has been disrupted a little bit, but still anywhere between Caldwell over towards Ark City, keep your eye to the southern sky as that continues to move your way. Back into Sedgwick County. Can't emphasize enough, this thunderstorm continues to get weaker and weaker and weaker. That stretches from Bel Air over towards Valley Center. That thunderstorm weakening very rapidly. Okay, let's continue to go up to the north. Here we are up past Newton to Gossel, McPherson. These are basically just showers and maybe some small hail, even south of Durham. And then from Marquette down to Fallon, well below severe limits. This thunderstorm might be producing some occasional hail larger than quarter size near Black Wolf, but that is going to stay north and west of Ellsworth and continue to track northward towards I-70 and may get over towards Westfall. And now let's take you back to north central Kansas with the tornado warning in effect earlier for parts of Mitchell County. That area of circulation in the process out, and that's pretty much getting out of Cake Land. Glen Elder, yeah, you're in the clear now. That is right on the county between Mitchell County and Jewell County and continues to leave very quickly. So the larger hail threat is now what's the concern. You get out of northern Rooks over towards Phillips County. You get Osborne County into southern parts of Smith. Let's go back to Deb Ferris now. Deb?
Yeah, Jay, I just got off the phone with the sheriff, Jeff Easter, and he tells me and confirms that 2 homes tornado at 100th Street North and 247th Street West. That is just east of Mount Hope. He says homes was destroyed, demolished. The other home received a lot of, he says there was an injured in the home that was destroyed, but just superficial injuries, so nothing major. He says he's been out there taking a look at the damage, and then he left, and he told me he is headed back that way to see if he can help. So right now, that is what we know from that tornado that moved through there about an hour ago. Again, a tornado hit 2 homes near Mount Hope, just northeast of there. 1 home damaged, 1 home destroyed, 1 person with very minor injuries. We'll keep you up to date. Jay.
All right, thanks a lot. And once again, KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD, where we continue the severe thunderstorm warnings for parts of Ellsworth and Lincoln County until 6:45. Severe thunderstorm warning for Mitchell, Osborne, and Smith County until 6:30. And the tornado warning in effect for Jewell and Mitchell County, that is going to expire at 6:15. And I definitely think that the Mitchell County part of that will be let go. And as soon as we hit that, we'll be done with the tornado warning within Cake Land, and will all be severe thunderstorm warnings. So we kind of get you updated again with the KAKE First Alert map. Everything much in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. There's the tornado warning in effect for parts of Mitchell County, and that's going to expire in about 5 minutes, at least the Mitchell County point. At that point, we'll get it out of Cake Land. Severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Ellsworth and Lincoln counties, and south of the border down in Oklahoma. That's where I'm watching the tornado warnings. The last thunderstorm that kind of came up on the west side, that was some great news because that could disrupt the flow, so that can actually reduce the tornado threat for that storm. But still, if you're anywhere between Caldwell and Winfield and Ark City, keep your eye on the southern sky. We're tracking that storm for you. As it gets closer, tornado warnings may be coming out. But overall, we're seeing a decrease in some of the severe coverage. And our KAKE First Alert chasers, they are out and about. KAKE First Alert Storm Tracker Bryce Kentai, he has been on the thunderstorms here, his live stream. And again, you can watch our chasers on the map if you go to kake.com/weather/track-live. That's the location where our chaser streams, where you can watch and ride along with them. All the chasers that are out, you can click on the cars and actually switch between the video streams. So they are out and about on the storms today also. And remember, our streaming service is KakelandWeatherNow.com. You go to KakelandWeatherNow.com, that's when you can watch this coverage live on that stream in case you have a power failure or something like that. All right, let's go back over to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD, and we'll take it full screen here for you, and we'll show you the thunderstorms. We'll track them from south to north, starting in Oklahoma. This is actually really good. The thunderstorm near Pond Creek, that other storm near Nash, kind of disrupted the circulation of this one, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. If that continues, we may reduce the tornado threat from that, but still the potential for some larger hail. So across south central Kansas, don't let your guard down. Kiowa, Manchester, what's coming across the border, primarily going to be a hail producer at this time. Medicine Lodge, Pratt, these are all just scattered showers around Turon, not big enough to have a significant tornado threat. Let's get you back into Sedgwick County, especially north of town, north of Bel Air. This is just basically a shower. It is trying to hook up again near Valley Center, but this is so weak. This might be a lowering or a brief little weak tornado might be possible with this one along I-135. We'll see if something happens here, but this is the shower that's on the way down. I'll back the view out, and we'll continue to pan to the north with this line of thunderstorms. Scattered showers and thunderstorms from Hillsboro along US 56 back towards Canton and north of McPherson heading over towards Hilton. Those are quickly moving to the north. Brookville, Salina, you got a shower moving your way. Shower, a little thunder shower. Still the severe thunderstorm warning for Ellsworth County and parts of Lincoln County. But any potential for hail larger than quarter size is now well to the north and east of Black Wolf, and we'll continue tracking over towards Ellsworth. So we're continuing kind of watching what's happening here. We're 2 minutes away from the tornado warning expiring for Mitchell County. And the good news is the threat for a tornado is pretty much out of Cake land at that point. There's still some hail threat right along the county line. And then you start getting out of Osborne County into Smith Center, into Smith County. That's when you see the return or some larger hail. So we're going to continue to track. Yes, go ahead, Ben.
County, 3 inches of rain so far.
1 mile south of Portis, the Mesonet.
Oh, I can believe that because there's been some incredible storms. So we'll continue to track what's going on. The tornado warnings, as a matter of fact, we're coming up on 6:15. So as soon as that does, there will be no tornado warnings in Cake land at the current time, and we'll continue to track them here in the Cake First Alert Forecast Center. Chris, Sue?
Okay, thank you very much, Jay. We want to get in a little news here, but we want to remind you can stay on top of the changing weather by going to our website, KAKE.com, or you can download the Cake News smartphone. Even if the power goes out, we will still be streaming live our storm on that app.
And don't forget weather at KAKE.com.
Want to send it on back now to Jay for an update on severe weather crossing Cake land. Hey, Jay.
Hi, how's it going? We're still tracking the good news, the tornado warning that's in effect for the tip of Mitchell County. That area of circulation has already left Mitchell County, so we don't have any tornado warnings within Cake land. We're dealing with severe thunderstorm warnings now. Extreme northern Osborne County, also for parts of northern Earth and for Lincoln County, and then just across the border down into Oklahoma. So I'm going to go over to Cake's First Alert Doppler 80. We're going to start just south of the border in northern Oklahoma. Now, you remember I've been tracking this thunderstorm for quite some time, and the good news, we're seeing a disruption in the circulation. This had been a tornado-warned thunderstorm for a very, very long time. But this other thunderstorm that kind of popped up right next to it has kind of messed up the circulation. So we're not seeing strong circulation now. The tornado threat has weakened dramatically, but given the state of the atmosphere, we're going to continue to monitor it. And it is only 21 miles away from Caldwell, and it has been moving a little bit north-northeast. So if we continue to put a track on the leading edge, again, it's still going to be probably about less than an hour or so, but as it continues over towards Medford in about 7 minutes, we're watching that part of the thunderstorm. As we slide to the North County, there's no severe threat in Sedgwick County at the current time. What's over here between, you get into Reno County, between Stanford and Reno County, yes, there is some heavy rain here near Neola, but that is not a severe thunderstorm at the current time. Here's the warning for parts of Lincoln County and Ellsworth County, and the threat for the larger hail is crossing I-70. So city of Ellsworth, you're no longer under the gun here for the large hail. This is going to be I-70 and then over towards Lincoln, which had a smaller tornado earlier today, and Barton, and this will get into North Central. And here are the thunderstorms. Again, the tornado warning, the threat is now basically out of Mitchell County. It's into Jewell County, and even the large hail has crossed out of Osborne County and is into Smith and parts of Jewell County. So the good news is we're continuing to see it spin down a little bit. Now, our Cake First Alert storm chasers will go over to, this is Cody and Drew. They were on the storm that produced the tornado live earlier near New Hope, tracked that into Harvey County. They're in the process of getting towards the Oklahoma border in order to keep an eye on what's coming up from Oklahoma. So the Cake First Alert storm trackers are all over this one. But the good news at the current time, we don't have any tornado threat within Cake land, but all the thunderstorms that are out there, we will continue to monitor throughout the rest of the newscast. Chris, Sue?
Once again, we're just getting some pictures on Twitter of that farmhouse that really was obliterated near Mount Hope about an hour ago.
Yeah, one of 2 houses that sustained damage. One destroyed from reports that we're hearing. The other did receive some damage, and one person did receive some minor injuries. This was at 117th and 247th. This is just northeast of Mount Hope.
Of Mount Hope. We've got crews headed to the scene. We'll have a live pic momentarily. For now, let's go to Deb Ferris in the newsroom. Deb. All right. Apparently, Deb.
We will get to Deb in just one moment. She
did talk to Sheriff Jeff Easter, Sedgwick County Sheriff Jeff Easter, just a few minutes ago, about 15 minutes, who said there are 2 homes, 1 destroyed, 1 damaged near Mount Hope.
Let's go back to her in the newsroom for the latest. Deb, what are you hearing?
We are tracking all of this, making phone calls. We do know, first of all, there were 2 homes in Sedgwick County hit by a tornado that happened just northeast of Mount Hope. Those homes are at 117th Street North and 247th Street West. Now, I just talked to Sheriff Jeff Easter just a few minutes ago. He says those 2 homes, of those, one of them was damaged, the other destroyed. There was one person in one of those homes. That person received minor injuries. He is back out at the scene assessing the damage. We do have a crew on the way out there. Also, a lot of tree damage and power poles down in Harvey County. I talked to the emergency manager up there, Lon Buller. He tells me trees and power poles down all over the county. North River Park Road, north of Highway 50, south of Highway 50 between Burton and Halstead, and then at 84th Street and Willow Lake. There were some power poles down across the road, so be careful if you're headed that way. We also got off the phone with Lincoln County and Ellsworth County. Those counties both reporting a lot of tree damage from strong winds, tornadoes, whatever may have gone through that area. We don't have anything confirmed there yet, but of course we do have crews headed to all of these areas. And don't forget to send in your pictures, because we want to see those of any storm damage or any storm clouds that are interesting. And of course, we'll continue to make calls and keep you updated. In the newsroom, Deb Veras, KAKE News.
Thank you, Deb. And we are checking on power outages. Really not many to report right now. There's about a couple of dozen in Sedgwick County, and then little single outages here and there across parts of KAKE land, according to Westar Energy.
So far, KAKE land has been very lucky in this tornado outbreak. Several tornadoes on the ground in Oklahoma over the evening. But Jay, still keeping track of some severe weather in KAKE land. Jay?
Yeah, and we got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued for Harper County. So we have Harper County, we have parts of Ellsworth and Saline, we have parts of Ellsworth and Lincoln County, all under severe thunderstorm warning. So let's get back out to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD. As we do, we'll kind of take that full screen for you here, and we'll zoom into the new warnings across the border. As this is coming up from Oklahoma, from Manchester over towards Rella. This will approach Anthony, and again, there's the potential for some hail, up to quarter size to ping pong ball size, so some very large hail. This thunderstorm has been moving north at about 40 miles per hour, so we'll take the leading edge here. We'll track it at about 40 miles per hour, so in 9 minutes away from Rella, and within 19 minutes, the threat for the larger hail, will get into Anthony at that point. Down across north of US 60 and 64, the good news is that Pond Creek storm that I was really concerned about with a tornado, not seeing circulation at the current time. But this will head up basically US 81 towards Caldwell. So Caldwell, severe thunderstorm warning, the leading edge of the storm with the larger hail, only 17 miles away. So that, I think, parts of Sumner County, could see a severe thundering issued. Again, that's only moved about 25, 30 miles per hour. So we're talking Medford in 5 minutes, and then Renfro in about 24 minutes, and then that's going to cross the state line. All right, now let's get you back into KAKE land as far as what's approaching these other little thunderstorms that have popped up here around Nashville, around Harper itself, north of Turon, near Sylvia. These are just little tiny thunderstorms. These are not severe. Other little thunderstorm popping up near Langley. That's the one to the north from Menanango and the Canopolis Reservoir towards Brookville that'll be moving toward the area that there might be some occasional quarter-size hail. This is moving away from the Canopolis Reservoir at the current time. And will that get into Salina? It could, but at this point, it looks like maybe some quarter-size hail and some 60-mile-per-hour winds. The heaviest rain and hail from that part of the thunderstorm near Brookville, and again getting over towards Salina about 19 minutes or less. The other severe thunderstorm warning, the threat for the hail, quarter size or larger now north of I-70, and that is tracking over towards Barton and then up K-14 towards Lincoln, where you already had some tornadoes earlier that did some minor damage. And we'll continue to kind of reset the scene here and getting out of KAKE land of these thunderstorms across north central Kansas, and Concordia get a little thunderstorm there. So overall, we're not seeing as much severe weather as we had over just the past few hours. And I do want to go, Ben, you said you've got some stuff that was that came in.
Yeah,
weather pictures.
These have been coming in over the last hour or so. Brian Wilson gave us this shot from north of Osborne. That was about 3:15 this afternoon. Looks like we got a lowering there. And of course, we did eventually have a tornado touch the ground near that location. Also, this one from Crystal Turner. This one came from Russell about 4:30 this afternoon. Looks like we got a little bit smaller than golf ball sized hail with that one. Here's a tornado shot from Diana Power. That was near Mount Hope, and that was around 5:30 this afternoon. And of course, that tornado stayed on the ground on through western portions of Harvey County as well. Here's another shot of, well, I don't have the exact name or location. Some folks send these pictures. Please give us your time that you took the picture and the exact location that the picture was taken from, and it'll sure help us out. This was probably from that Harvey County tornado as well. This one from Jamie Worth. This was by Hayes, taken near the interstate. And this one was a couple of hours ago as well. Here we have a shot from Matt Unruh. This one was around 2:45 this afternoon from up in Lincoln County, and this was actually the first tornado warning we had of the day. And this is the storm that's basically moving through extreme north central Kansas into south central Nebraska now. Here we have shots of some tree damage. This one also coming from Matt Unruh. This was, of course, after the storm moved through Lincoln County. This was about 3 p.m. this afternoon. We did have some headstones turned over as well as quite a bit of tree damage there in the cemetery. And Matt Unruh also sent us this shot from near Ellsworth. The same storm. Looks like we have a funnel cloud here, perhaps just before or just after the tornado touched down. Paul Knightley sent us this shot of a storm southwest of Pratt. We had some lowering here, some weak rotation. And this was a couple of hours ago as well. And it looks like we have another tornado on the ground potentially here in Trent. And an anonymous sender on that one. So that pretty much wraps it up. Brian Wilson's, this is one north of Osborne, so we're back around at the beginning here. And as you mentioned, looks like the tornado warnings, at least for KAKE land, have expired for now. We are getting word of potentially a large tornado on the ground, by the way, south of Oklahoma City in Moore. So just FYI on that one. We know that Moore has had just a terrible history of tornadoes over the last years, and they potentially have more action this evening.
All right, and again, I just want to finish up here with KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD, that we still have several severe thunderstorm warnings just across the border into Oklahoma, and the atmosphere is right where we continue to move to the north. There's still a potential for a tornado threat. We'll continue to monitor these, but at the current time, there are no tornado warnings in KAKE land, just the watch until 9 o'clock. So it's moving towards Anthony. We're going to watch for the larger hail. We're keeping an eye back into Medford. That's heading towards Caldwell. Wouldn't be surprised if your thunderstorm warning is coming out for you fairly soon. And then let's update you on the other warnings in effect. For Saline County, a thunderstorm that is popping up for some hail. It's going to be moving more over towards Brookville and maybe Bavaria and Headville with more of a hail threat. And also the severe thunderstorm warning that's moving out of Ellsworth County into Lincoln County. Back is moving out of North Central, and we're watching back down into Oklahoma. So we're going to continue to monitor the situation, and we'll be providing updates as necessary here on KAKE. Chris?
All right. Thank you very much, Jay. You've been watching KAKE on your sides, continuing coverage on this severe weather alert day. We have reports of some spotty damage here and there, some in Harvey County, some in Sedgwick County, and we are continuing to check and call to see if there are any more damage reports out there.
Hardly any power outages at all at this time. In summary, KAKE land has been very lucky on this severe weather alert day. Several tornadoes touched down in KAKE land, but so far just spotty reports of damage. The most damage near Mount Hope, 117th and 247th Street. Farmstead was hit, one house obliterated, one damaged. We will continue to monitor this. We have crews covering the damage, and we'll have much more on KAKE.com. And of course, we will break in as warranted.
Have a good evening. We'll see you then.
For up-to-the-minute news and weather, stay connected to KAKE News with Facebook, Twitter, and KAKE.com. KAKE News on your side.